Welcome to Orlando Attractions Magazine, the show.
In this week's episode, penguins have debuted at SeaWorld.
And we bring you the latest shows from Disneyland in California.
It's the latest news, the greatest experiences, and the best attractions all in one show. And it's happening
right now. This week's show is brought to you by Theme Park Connection, where you can buy, sell, and trade Disney items. Visit their warehouse here in Winter Garden or online at themeparkconnection.com.
Mouse Fan Travel specializes in vacation planning by land and sea. Whether you're headed to the theme parks, a luxurious cruise, or an exotic destination, let the experts handle it at no extra cost. For a free quote with no obligation, visit mousefantravel.com.
For the past 13 years, Undercover Tourist has been sending their customers to their favorite theme parks faster for less money. For more information, visit undercovertourist.com or find them on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome to this week's episode of the show. I'm Banks.
And I'm JeniLynn.
Now, JeniLynn, I saw it all over your Facebook page. You and Miller had a Mother's Sunday over at Magic Kingdom this past weekend.
That we did. So while we were there, we decided to try out that Pirates Adventure Treasures of the Seven Seas.
Yeah, it's a long name, but how was it?
Yeah, in Adventureland. It was fun. Okay, so it took us a little while to kind of get the hang of it. Miller and I went through the line. There was minimal explanation, so we just kind of got a map and were ushered out, and we weren't really sure what to do. And when we got there, it took us, the thing happened, but we weren't really sure what the story was or anything. So at first it was confusing, but then we kind of caught on. And once we caught on, Miller was basically obsessed. He didn't want to stop. We went through, from place to place to place to do this treasure hunting thing. And as soon as we would finish the first treasure hunt, then he'd be like, let's go back and get the next one. We did all 5 treasure hunts in one day.
Nice.
Because he had to collect all the maps. He wants to hang them up in his room. He really loved it. I thought it was very cute. We had a good time. We had the time to do it, so it was fun. I definitely would recommend it.
I honestly, I've done all the 5 ones too, and I personally like this better than Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom in terms of the interactive games.
I kind of agree. It's it actually is a little bit more like the Phineas and Ferb agent stuff that you do in Epcot, and it's nice to see to interact with the environment. First of all, and second of all, you feel like you're actually accomplishing something. You can get a check mark off at the end, whereas with Sorcerers, it's hard to actually feel like you're getting somewhere.
Because you have to think about what you're doing, like with the spell cards and what the fence you want to do, and you can actually even lose.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, and that's something with, at least what I've seen with Pirates, you don't lose, you go and you watch the show scenes.
You go, you interact with the environment, and then you accomplish what it is that you're supposed to accomplish. I will say, one thing I thought that maybe it could improve upon is when you finish all 5 missions, if they had something that you can maybe commemorate that with, like whether they give you a pirate medallion or something, just so that like, hey, like I did all 5 of them. Instead, it's kind of you get to the end and they say, well, congratulations, you're now part of Jack Sparrow's crew, and you're just kind of standing there like, what? Like, is that it?
Well, but
at the same time, it was fun.
They're in testing mode right now. They don't really officially open until next month, so we'll see what happens between now and then. But right now, let's take a look at what's going on here in Orlando with the news in the queue. Now, we are kicking it off this week with a look at the residential. The Golden Oak high-end housing community at Walt Disney World continues to grow with the announcement of the first 19 home sites going on sale in their new neighborhood, Marceline.
Each home site is approximately a 1/4 acre in size within walking distance of the private clubhouse for Golden Oak residents.
Now, buyers can select from 3 home builders to create custom homes ranging in size from approximately 3,800 to 4,500 square feet. It's big.
The homes in Marceline neighborhood are going to start at $1.7 million. So not only are they big, they're
I'm just
expensive.
Gonna write my check right now because I want to move in tomorrow. No.
Yeah, pocket change.
Well, so okay, of course, Marceline. I mean, every Disney fan knows the meaning behind the name of that neighborhood.
Sure, that's where Walt Disney grew up.
So I'm looking forward to maybe. Have you ever even gone in Golden Oak and looked around? I want to see it.
I want to see it too, but there's a sense that I just feel unworthy.
Unworthy.
It's so fancy.
Just because you don't have a deep pocketbook?
Something like that.
I would love to be able to walk around. So if any of our viewers might maybe have a home there or getting one, we'd like to come see the house.
We'll be your tag-alongs. Well, this community is moving along quickly, but so are Fun Spot America's 2 new roller coasters. The coasters are now open to the public and running.
Freedom Flyer, their suspended family coaster, is over 1,200 feet long, 64 feet high, and reaches a speed of up to 34 miles per hour.
White Lightning is Orlando's only wooden coaster. The track is 2,000 plus feet long, 75 feet high, and reaches a speed of 48 miles per hour.
Unlimited R-bands are available at $39.95 for guests 54 inches and taller, $29.95 for guests under 54 inches, or you can just purchase one ride on either coaster for $9. For those interested in annual passes, they can be purchased starting at $119.95. And next week we will actually be at Fun Spot America to ride these new coasters. I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. It's my first time. Haven't been to this place before, so
Fun Spot is I love Fun Spot so much because it's just that it's your typical local theme park you would find, and they just do it to the nth degree. Like, they know they're local, so they their advertisements are so fun. Like with it's huge. So I love going there. It's always a nice little atmosphere, and I'm excited to see this park just get expanded, nearly triple its size. So
I'm looking forward to it too, and we'll have that for them next week. Is that correct?
That's next week.
All right.
Now the coasters are brand new, but it's second time around for the annual special Diet's IllumiNations Dessert Party. Being held on Sunday, October 13th, 2013 at Epcot's France Pavilion, the event is a private party specifically for individuals affected by allergies and intolerances.
The dessert buffet will consist of items made without the top 8 common allergens.
Tickets for the event are $50 per person, so see our blog for details on how to register for this special event. Did you do the one last year?
I didn't. I didn't even know about this until recently,
Yeah.
and I am very excited to hear that there is something like this going on. Years back, my family had to go on a very restricted diet, gluten-free, casein-free, soy-free, egg-free, you name it, my daughter was allergic to it.
Oh no.
And yeah, we had to definitely work with the Disney Special Dietary Department when we would come to Disney, and if I had known, if they had this back then, I would have been thrilled. Because so often, those of you that deal with these issues know that you are excluded from a great deal of things simply because you can't tolerate the foods that are, that these events revolve around. So here's one specifically for you. I'm so excited to know that there's something out there for this little, niche.
Well, maybe you should hold it more often than just once a year. I mean, seems like you'd have to. It's really only made for locals or people who happen to be here when it's held. So maybe once a month.
It could possibly happen. I mean, special dietary issues are becoming more prevalent. We've got a whole array of different types of, restrictions that people have to deal with these days. It's a lot more common. So we may see things like this happening more and more often. It's I'm sure it's a supply and demand type thing. If the demand is going to be there, then it will eventually be met.
All right.
Well, park hopping over to Universal Studios, let's talk about the new Simpsons expansion.
Yeah, Springfield.
The new area, anchored by the Simpsons ride, will be the only place in the world where guests can walk the streets of Springfield.
Included in the new environment outdoors are places and foods pulled right from the show, in addition to 2 new Simpsons walk-around characters, Krusty the Clown and the villain of the ride, Sideshow Bob.
Ooh. Look for Duff Beer and Krusty Burgers along places like Luigi's Pizza, Lard Lad, and Moe's Tavern.
I laugh because I just remember a month or 2 ago talking about this as a rumor,
Krusty
and you were
Burgers.
like Krusty Burger.
There's nothing appetizing about that. But
Fans of the show are going to find it very appetizing, I'm sure.
Well, have a good time, guys.
An attraction called King and Kodo's Twirl and Hurl will take guests on an intergalactic spin.
They're really not going for appetizing in this area.
It's the Simpsons. It's their humor, and I mean, what better place to put their humor than at Universal? I mean, it's built for kids, but it also has got some great entertainment for adults.
I can't argue with that, but I'm telling you what, I'm going to be picking a different area of the park to be eating in, with places called Twirl and Hurl and Krusty Burgers.
I'm looking forward to the Duff Beer.
What is Duff Beer?
Duff Beer is the fictional type of beer from the Simpsons TV show.
Okay.
And from what I'm actually hearing and understanding, there's going to be both alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions of Duff Beer available.
All right.
So I think it's a mark, one of the first times that Universal has done a specialty drink like this that'll be actually alcoholic, if they do it with alcoholic.
Well, cheers.
I'm looking forward to doing that, riding the ride and twirling and hurling. Now, let's throw in some rocking over at Busch Gardens, Tampa's newest show, Born to Rock.
The show features live singers, guitarists, dancers, and even a circus act.
Park guests can see the daily show at the Desert Grill. It's a fun place to see a show because you get food right there, sit down and watch a nice show indoors. Air conditioning.
Yeah, the Busch Gardens performers really are kind of top notch, I think.
Did you get to see the video of the Madagascar live yet?
I did. The dancers are excellent.
Yeah,
everybody knows how I feel about dancing.
I think Busch Gardens has
anyway,
got some really fun shows.
Agreed.
At Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid, look for this great hidden Mickey. Toward the end of the ride, check the pond to your right for frogs with dark green spots on their backs that form sideways classic Mickeys. The frogs are perched on lily pads to the left of Ariel and Eric, who are in a boat.
We always tell you what's happening here in Orlando, but this week we had a unique opportunity to get a look at something happening across the country over in Anaheim, California.
Our producer Matt flew out there to Disneyland to view a new stage show called Mickey and the Magical Map.
Not only that, but he explored a new area in the park, Fantasy Fair, that featured princesses and meet and greets and more stage shows.
Sounds pretty fantastic. Let's see what this is all about.
Matt here, and this week we're bringing you out of the loop. As you can see, we're at Disneyland, or on the other coast. We have a couple of new attractions here we're going to see. One of them is called Mickey and the Magical Map, and another one's called Fantasy Fair, where you can not only meet the princesses, but see a couple of little shows with the princesses. So let's go see.
Welcome to Disneyland, the new Fantasy Fair, and it's right next to Sleeping Beauty's castle, a beautiful expansion of Fantasyland.
And what was here before?
Well, we had here an area called the Plaza Gardens, but we remodeled it and it belongs now to Fantasy Fair. But to pay homage to a lot of Disney, because Disneyland has such a lot of history, we paid homage to that area in the form of a beautiful crest that is hidden in one of the buildings.
Okay, and one area is to meet the princesses and one over is a little show, is that correct?
That's correct. We have our Royal Hall where you can greet the princesses. And it's a beautiful attraction where you see Aurora, Ariel, and Cinderella. And we have the Royal Pavilion, which is, or the Royal Stage, I have to say, which is a theater where you can see two great shows, one with Rapunzel and one with Beauty and the Beast.
And the shows are not exact replicas of the story. They're a little bit lighthearted.
Yeah, that's correct. They have a lot of comedy in them, and they can be enjoyed by little ones, but also for adults, and they're really fun.
Rapunzel was determined to see the floating lantern, so she did what any imprisoned 18-year-old girl would do. She packed up a frying pan and headed for the window.
Looking down, Rapunzel spotted a young man climbing the tower.
A stranger!
And as the young fellow hauled himself up into his tower room,
Lords and ladies, a hearty huzzah for Flynn Rider! Quickly, Rapunzel did what any imprisoned 18-year-old girl who just knocked out a climbing stranger would do.
Oh my, what an elegant candlestick!
Why, thank you, mademoiselle.
Lumiere! Lords and ladies, it's Lumiere!
Bonjour, princess. How delightful to see you again.
And you as well, my friend.
what is happening? Well, Belle is in the library with the candlestick. Beyond that, I haven't a clue.
Madame, monsieur, what a lovely reunion. And I'm sure you'll have time to visit after the show, but for now, let's pretend that the two of you have just met. We'll take it from Belle's line.
Oh my! Oh my, what an elegant candlestick!
Tell us about some of the little things you can see in this area.
Well, we have a lot of beautiful Fantasyland architecture. There's also some animation movies that we have references of. Of course, there is behind us the Rapunzel Tower that sparkles with lights at night. We have Clopin's music box where kids can play with. It's a little interactive based on the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And Figaro the cat is also asleep on one of the facades, and that's of course a cat out of the movie Pinocchio.
And I heard there's maybe a hidden Imagineer somewhere around here.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Well, sometimes Imagineers just hide out somewhere and they just pop up, I guess.
When they need a random character, they need to look like somebody. So you guys are around, right?
We're always around in the parks. Yeah.
The Magical Map is our newest theatre here in the Fantasyland, our newest show, I should say, here in the Fantasyland Theatre, and it's a fantastic show that takes away. We see Mickey desperate to be a map maker. He's just an apprentice, and he decides that he's going to finish a map because he sees a spot that's not quite finished. What he doesn't realize is the spot should never be finished because the spot represents our imagination, and so in his efforts to try to tame the spot, Mickey goes on all sorts of magical journeys.
And there's lots of different characters in the show, not just Mickey, but characters from other Disney movies.
Absolutely. Everybody from King Louis to Pocahontas to Mulan, Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, Princess Tiana, just a whole host of just some great characters and some fantastic music.
And now's my chance. Maybe if I paint this spot, Master Yensid will let me become a map maker. Well, nobody's looking. What could it hurt? Oh, I'll finish painting the map. Oh, what was that? Hey, you want to play? Oh, kind of ticklish, aren't you? Hey, Spot, come back. I got finished painting yet. Oh, this map is magic.
Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man club, stroll right into town, and be just like the other men. I'm tired of walking around. Oh, big dude, I wanna be like you, boo. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, too.
When you plan a show like this, do you pick the characters and then pick the songs, or do you pick the song and therefore that's the character that comes on?
You know, we try not to limit ourselves to a specific process, so it can be just the germ or the seed of a great idea, and we build on that seed, and then we try to find characters and songs that will kind of just inform the story even more and take us where we want to go. And we're lucky enough to have such a great canon of characters and music and stories to work with.
What I love most about rivers is you can't step in the same river twice. The water's always changing, always flowing. But people like us can't live like that. We all must pay a price to be safe. We lose our chance of ever knowing what's around the river bend, waiting just around the river bend. Shine.
we mostly cover Disney World, and we'd love to see it come out there.
You know what? I'd love to see it come out there again because I'd love to do the show again. It's so vibrant, it's so energetic, and it's kind of cool too. I mean, I don't know whether you, how much of the choreography you saw tonight, but it's really hip. It's really now. The musical arrangements are really unique. We've never arranged this music like this before. So if I can do it again, I'd love to.
I noticed in the beginning of the show there had Yinsid, and the character looked a lot like from the Epic Mickey video games. Mm-hmm. Was that the same team that put that together?
Yeah, it is. In fact, our team here worked with the team from Epic Mickey to get permission to use Yinsid because we wanted to represent him in that way, and they were very generous and allowed us to work with us to enable that to happen.
And the kids would recognize him for that.
Yeah, and it's all about connecting with who our audience is for me.
Oh, I think we got the start of the shows here. Hey, hey, Mickey, say hello to everybody in Orlando. You got to get back there.
Yeah, you got work to do. You got maps to do.
He's magical. I think he's everywhere.
Yes, he is.
The next time you plan a Disney vacation, book with a travel agency that's been specifically designated as an authorized Disney vacation planner. Unlike some other agencies, many of our agents' exclusive knowledge of Walt Disney World can help you get the most out of your vacation. And the assistance of our travel professionals can help you get a customized Disney vacation that's just right for you, your family, and your budget. Start planning your magical vacation today by visiting mousefantravel.com.
It's been long talked about, but now it has finally happened. Antarctica, SeaWorld's newest attraction, opened to the public this past weekend.
As promised, we were on site for the event with Patrick, and from what I understand, Patrick and Puck the Penguin are now the best of friends.
Aw, what an adorable sentiment.
I want to see him waddle like a penguin.
I am here at Antarctica Empire the Penguin here at SeaWorld Orlando. Now I'm looking forward to journeying with Puck throughout his land, so why don't you come on waddle with me and we'll go check it out for ourselves.
Sometimes the world seems vast and unknown. I'm seeing wild as the wind blows, but there is one rainbow in the light of each other's side. Crystal inside me, and I feel the sky, lost in the mist as the snow arrives. But there is water, a rainbow in the light of each other's side. So dream with me, and you'll be breathless with wonder. An icy chill, time stands still. One world together. It's just a world away beyond the light of day. Antarctica, we're home as family. Together we will find our dreams survive. One word forever. It's just a world away beyond the light of day. Antarctica, we're home as family.
When you designed this entire realm, did you actually guys make trips out to Antarctica?
I actually couldn't get to Antarctica because it is so extreme and the weather conditions so harsh, we couldn't get down there. However, within SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, some of our zoological and educational staff have been there. So we have those resources, and I have a bunch of very clever, very diligent researchers that do a lot of research for us to help us bring the stories of Antarctica forward so that we could replicate that to exact scale and detail here at this attraction.
Well, you can definitely tell.
Thank you very much.
Now, we've never seen this type of system in Orlando, let alone America. What was the decision to use this trackless system for the ride?
Actually, it doesn't exist on the planet. This is a trackless ride system coupled with a motion-based simulator. Other trackless ride systems don't have motion base. They simply run around flat on the floor. We took our Dark Castle motion-based simulator, put it on a trackless robot, and created a new ride experience that provides compound motions and compound movements that guests haven't felt before. And this trackless system really allows our guests to make the choice of ride experience they want to have. So old theme park design and previous theme park design was really about, you know, what the ride could or couldn't do and what guests had to be able to do to get on the ride. That's a barrier of entry, and this is a family-based attraction and tells the story of the strength of family, and the last thing we could do is leave those family members out. So by having a system that allows the guests to tell the ride what they want it to do as far as wild or mild experiences, now we've opened up the door to the majority of the guests that are here, right down to a 1.5-year-old. If a child can sit up on their own with a seatbelt in a seat, they're riding the mild expedition. Pregnant moms, they're riding the mild expedition. So now we don't want people excluded.
Now, one of the main stars of Antarctica here is Puck. What type of penguin is he?
Puck is a Gen 2, so it's one of the 4 that we have in the water, and that's a Gen 2 that just passed by right there. And they're actually the 3rd largest, even though they're not that big. A lot of people think penguins are really big. The emperors are big and the kings are fairly large, but then the size starts to decrease from there. So the Gen 2s are actually like the 3rd largest size. But again, all penguins are the most amazing animals because they've all got those fantastic adaptations. They're adorably cute. And as you saw with Puck, you know, really draws you in to want to know more about the penguin species.
And of course, you've experienced this whole realm of Antarctica. Now, what are your thoughts about it?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, from the start of getting on the ride and learning about the family of the penguin. And that's, I think, one of the keys to this whole attraction here is the fact that we're taking families that come to SeaWorld and want a family experience. They're experiencing things together and showing them that wildlife, that animals, that different species, particularly the penguin, has a family life that's very important to themselves as well. It's the only way they're going to survive, is if mom and dad are taking care of the chick together and they're all being successful as not only a family, but as a population, as a community as well. And that's a great message to take away. But on top of that, you also have the fact that we are responsible in a lot of ways for how successful penguins can be in the wild because of our effects and how well we take care of the earth, what types of actions we take, either positive or negative. So you kind of take, and you're inspired hopefully by the fact that they're similar to us in a lot of ways, and knowing that we want to care for the earth for ourselves and for all the other living things that are on it as well.
Oh, well, it definitely shows. Well, Antarctica Empire of the Penguin is now open in SeaWorld Orlando. Make sure to stop by and check it out, and you might want to bring a jacket.
SeaWorld's Antarctica is now open!
Summer is just around the corner, and with it comes heat. The water parks are a great solution. Wet n Wild, Aquatica, Discovery Cove, Blizzard Beach, Legoland's Water Park, Adventure Island, and Typhoon Lagoon are all fantastic and worth a visit. Here's a tip to help that endeavor along. Research shows that the crowds in the water parks thin out after 2 p.m. Most families have hit their sun and sweat quota by that time and they pack it up. So if lines and heat are not your thing, the evening hours are your best bets in terms of water parks. Plan accordingly.
Summer is almost here. Don't pay full price for your theme park admission tickets. Undercover Tourist ships the exact same tickets straight to your door for less than gate price. All tickets are new, authentic, and backed by one of the best refund policies. Add on your car rental to save up to 50% on your vacation package. Find the best day to visit each park along with other insider tips and planning tools at undercovertourist.com. Visit undercovertourist.com and buy your tickets today.
The weekly giveaway is upon us.
Well, last week we asked you to tell us the attraction that this soundbite was
Welcome,
from.
friends. Do not be
The
afraid.
responses were fantastic. Thank you to everyone who participated. Our winner is...
Robert Knopp from Vero Beach, Florida. He's actually a 4th grade teacher, too.
Oh, how exciting.
Listen to this detailed answer. I think a teacher would write this, yeah.
Okay.
That sound is heard on the Journey to Atlantis ride at SeaWorld as you first enter the ride, right after the seahorse disappears and you see the underwater kingdom. The voice is that of the evil Mer Queen who rules over Atlantis. She also says, "Leaving so soon? I think not," as you start the second loop of the water coaster.
He knows this ride well, apparently.
Yes.
Golden star for you today.
Congratulations. We'll be sending you that Star Wars Weekends and Star Tours prize package very soon. Now for this week's challenge, we want you to tell us which attraction this sound is from. When you send in your answer, you might be picked at random from among the correct answers to receive this prize package right here. First off, it's a monstrous prize package.
Not just that, but for basically what we covered in our episode today.
Basically, yeah. First off, we've got the shirt, the 24-hour shirt that they were selling at the parks for the event.
Super cute.
I love it. Eye-mazing. Get it? Because he has one eye.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Thanks
Hard,
for
hard,
playing
hard.
along there. We have a Monstrous Summer Times Guide that they were handing out at the event. And this is only for Magic Kingdom here in Florida. This button they handed out both here and at Disneyland.
And they ran out.
So
people were wanting these and they didn't have any more to give away, but we have one for you guys.
Exactly. And from Antarctica, they were handing out 700 of these little special armbands, or wristbands, I would say, to the first 700 people that walked in. And we were lucky enough to grab an extra one to give away for the show.
Now you're going to send in your answer by email to info@attractionsmagazine.com. You must include your full name and address, and we need it all by the end of next Monday, June 3rd, 2013. As always, keep in mind that you can only enter once per week and you can only win once per year.
Now, JeniLynn, we have a few people out there who are waiting to hear from us.
Well, let's get on with it.
Twitter follower Ben_XO is the first one. It's his birthday this week. Happy birthday, Ben. We hope it's a great year for you.
And next we have one for the O'Toole family. They're headed out this way in August and had a question for you, Banks.
Oh, I'm all ears.
They were wondering, actually this is more related to the eyes, not so much the ears, and they were wondering that as a person that wears glasses, do you find that you have difficulty on some of the attractions? So for example, do your glasses fly off when you ride the Hulk?
Okay. Well, actually, it does kind of deal with the ears because they rest on the ears. But
Okay,
I
stand
digress.
corrected.
I find personally my glasses fit snugly to my head. Like they're very, very nice and tight against my head. So even like on a ride where it like shakes around, like you see my glasses don't really fly off. Sorry if I scared you there.
It's a little alarming, but nonetheless.
So, it really depends on the type of glasses that you're wearing. Like if you feel they feel a little bit loose and they might fly off, put them in a locker, or some rides actually have a little bucket next to the load area. You can just throw them in there until you get off. Or you can put a strap around the back and hang them off. Some rides, I've never experienced them telling me I can't wear them.
Okay.
Just use your best judgment.
So to sum this all up, make sure that your glasses are snugly, and you should test them in Banks's
I'm not doing it again because I'm going to get a migraine.
Only test them once, but make sure they're tested. All right, Charlie Ennis is graduating tomorrow. Congratulations, Charlie. Your future is bright. We expect big things from you.
And I want to say hello to Justin, who I met this past weekend at Star Wars Weekends. Good times, man.
We'd also like to shout out to Ross. He's a cast member at Oswald's store at Disney California Adventure. He met our producer Matt while at Disneyland, and he said he loves our show and the host.
We love you too.
Finally, it's the Pate family from Middlesex, North Carolina. We appreciate you watching every week, and keep trying for that weekly challenge giveaway. It's bound to happen for you sooner or later.
Exactly. Now, special thanks to Mouse Fan Travel. Let them exercise their expertise in planning your next trip, whether by land or sea. For a free quote without obligation, visit mousefantravel.com.
And much thanks to Theme Park Connection, where you can buy, sell, and trade theme park items. Visit the warehouse here in Winter Garden or online at themeparkconnection.com.
We're also thankful to Undercover Tourist, our recommended supplier of online discount tickets to the theme parks and attractions. For more information, visit undercovertourist.com. And don't forget, you can watch the show each and every week on YouTube, iTunes, and Bright House Cable.
You can also like us on Facebook, and we hope that you'll follow us on Twitter too.
And there's always attractionsmagazine.com for news and videos throughout the week. You can also subscribe to the magazine itself. It's available in print, on the Nook, online, and in our iPhone and iPad apps. Subscribe right now to start your subscription with our upcoming summer issue. going to be Antarctica on the cover. It's going to be awesome.
Sounds good.
Now, we got a little few housekeeping things to do. 24-hour day. We were going to live stream. You remember that?
Oh, man. Boy,
that
who can
turned out,
forget
unfortunately,
that?
to be a little bit of a mess. Everyone at the park seemed to be wanting to get on the Wi-Fi network and on their phones. So the Wi-Fi connections and even like the cellular connections were just shot.
We just kept getting booted off. We were so sorry, guys.
So we apologize for those that were tuning in. I know at one point we had 56 viewers. So
yeah, no, more than that.
yeah,
I think
so
we got up to 58.
completely apologize for that. We're going to try and maybe do something in the future. Maybe when it's less busy, we'll just randomly go to a park and live stream.
Yes, we'll try again.
We'll try again.
Be patient with us.
Yes. Now this wraps up a very exciting week for the show, but there is more ahead.
It's true. So we'll see you in another 7 days. Same time, same place. We are here for you to always keep you abreast of Orlando's bustle.
Bustle? You say the weirdest things.
Get used to it because I'm just going to keep on talking. And we want y'all to keep busy. So make sure to get out there and have fun.
Indubitably. I can say weird things too.
Indubitably, not imblibidubitably.
Knick-knack, paddywhack.
Secret blooper of the week.
I am here at the brand new expansion in SeaWorld Orlando. I am here at the brand new expansion. One more time. I got this. I am here at Antarctica Empire of the Penguin here at SeaWorld Penguin.
The event is a private party
Specifically.
We all use. Start that again. Start that again. iTunes and Bright House Cable.
Now, within the realm of Antarctica, there is an exclusive beverage here called the Vanilla Saltwater. Now, within the realm of Antarctica here Now, within the realm of Antarctica, there's an exclusive beverage that you can get here at the Coke Freestyle. Yep. Now, within Now, within the realm of Antarctica, there is